Welcome to Portworx demo. Today, let's talk about boosting Kubernetes automated data protection to the next level by using Portworx Backup. We know that in Kubernetes, you can assign key value pair labels to the Kubernetes resources. With Portworx Backup, you can automate backups by just adding labels to the target namespaces. Or you can also assign labels to the specific resources for more granular auto backups, such as just backing up MySQL deployments instead of the entire namespaces. If you have Kubernetes clusters at scale with hundreds of namespaces spread across many clusters, with this automated data protection feature, you can ensure that existing and newly deployed applications across clusters are always protected. So this is how it works. When a scheduled backup starts, let's say a daily backup, Portworx Backup will scan all the namespaces in the cluster. If it finds new namespaces with the specified label, it will add them to the backup list. Finally, it will start all the backup jobs within the backup list. Okay, let's jump into the demo. This is the dashboard right after you log into the Portworx Backup console. Let's create a schedule policy first. Click on Add button. Let's create a policy that will start a backup every 15 minutes. Select Periodic and Create. Let's create a new namespace. First, run kubectl get node to check if we have a cluster available. And we can see we have 3-node EKS cluster. Next, we run kubectl create namespace Postgres 1. Okay, namespace created. Then run kubectl label namespace Postgres 1 backup equal auto. So this will add label backup equal auto to the namespace. Now let's deploy a Postgres deployment in this Postgres 1 namespace. Okay, so let's go back to the web console. Click into the cluster and you see all the namespaces listed. Now let's filter the namespace with the label backup equal auto. So let's add the label here and click on plus button. So this will filter the namespaces has this backup equal auto label. Let's create a backup. Name this backup as auto backup namespace. Select the backup target, location, and default for CSS snapshot. Click on a schedule, select the schedule policy we just created, and create a backup. Okay, so this will kick off the first backup, and let's fast forward a little bit to wait until this completes. Okay, now it is completed. Click inside to see the detail. Yep, and we see the namespace Postgres1 is listed. Okay, now let's create another namespace. Let's create MySQL1 and add the same label to this namespace, backup equal auto. Okay, and let's deploy actual MySQL deployment. Okay, now it is deployed. Let's go back to console and we can go to schedules tab to make sure the current scheduled backup is running. And since this is every 15 minutes, let's wait at least 15 minutes to see if a new namespace will be backed up. Okay, now about 45 minutes passed and we see multiple backups was generated. So let's go in to see more detail. Okay, we see the new namespace MySQL1 is automatically added to this backup, and we can click more resource to see what's the PVs and PVCs are also included. Now, how about if you don't want to back up entire namespace, and for example, you only want to back up Postgres database. For this, we can use a resource label. So let's see what type of labels are already available in this Postgres database pod. So just show labels and we can see app equal Postgres label that maybe we can use. So we'll use this one, copy it, paste it here, and add the label. Okay, so now let's create a backup with this resource label. Okay, name it as auto backup Postgres. Select the target S3 bucket and click on a schedule every 15 minutes and create. Now it is creating the initial backup. So let's fast forward this a little bit and wait until this one finishes. Okay, so let's click into it. We see both of namespaces are included, but only the Postgres resources are backed up. Okay, let's create another namespace for another Postgres database. So let's call it Postgres2. We'll be assigning same namespace label, backup equal auto, and deploy second Postgres database. Going back to the console, click on schedules, and we see both auto backup Postgres and auto backup namespace are running every 15 minutes. So we want to see our new Postgres namespace and resources are backed up in next backup cycle. So let's have a cup of coffee and we'll be back in 15 minutes. Okay, after 15 minutes and looks like this auto backup Postgres just completed. So let's look into it. And we can see the latest namespace Postgres 2 has been added automatically. And also PVs and PVCs, both of them are Postgres has been added. And our previous auto backup namespace, which also has the newest Postgres 2 namespace backed up. So all three PVs are backed up successfully. So this shows how easy it is to automatically add your new resources or namespaces to the backup schedule. This is extremely useful if you have large number of clusters and namespaces to manage. So that's it for the demo. Thank you for watching.